the big record button. And stream and video, it's going to be scuffed for a sec while I get everything figured out. Black Ace, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How about yourself?
I am quite well. Glad to have you on the stream. Doing a little bit of commentating with me.
Glad to be here.
So it looks like we got Mineta 2, my absolute favorite character of all time, versus Ibara. Ibara, have you seen these characters played? Have you experienced these ones?
I've experienced Mineta 2 in my nightmares. Personally.
Love that.
Ibara, I've seen a few people play Ibara on your stream, actually. I don't know how I feel about this character. It's weird because she kind of feels like a different symbol Tokoyami in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's how I feel about her as well.
But I just don't know, like, for a 7-hander, I'm not sure what this character really does, though.
Yeah, I think she is really good at playing these big, long strings, and she kind of gets rewarded because her symbols are just, like, different than Tokoyami's, right? Which are what's important to her as a character, right? Is like she gets access to the water symbol, which has a ton of really good low options. So she gets the same amount of breaker as Tokoyami does. Like there's just like a lot of really good schmoves this character gets to have.
Yeah, that's true. She does get access to like a lot of good low finishers. Because she also has Earth and Life.
Correct. Yep. Earth, Life, Water.
Mineta 2 doing Mineta 2 things.
Correct. Yeah. I think actually that's my least favorite part about that character is the fact that they just jam cards. Not even jam cards up into my card pool. Even if it was just destroy a card, I think I'd be okay with it. But the fact that they just jam cards away from my stage is a thing that I absolutely cannot stand.
Yeah, I agree because it's a D build and then it's also a +1 progressive for that turn.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't feel good unless you're like Mina, right?
Yeah. Mina's like a fun Mina is a fun counter to this character. Are the players from the Discord? The players are actually from chat here.
Shield on a 5.
If you want to jump in, if you want to jump in, 50 channel points gets you in the queue.
Would you use your face shield this early?
I think if you just like want to keep your 19 health high, yeah, I think that's totally fine. People are yelling at me because I played because I played Jeddah in standard, and Jeddah had a very similar idea of what's going on, but Jeddah had a lot more counterplay than Mineta does. Sorry, than that mechanic does in my hero. I was given like the craziest gift of all time. I was given Dr. Pepper cotton candy. I don't know what to make of this. we're gonna have to try this for sure.
Sounds spicy.
Yeah. Actually, it sounds too sweet. It's actually what it sounds like.
I mean, yeah, that sounds like a lot of sugar.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Look at this stunning salad, chat. Look at this. Cracker Barrel popping off.
Oh, Cracker Barrel too. You're eating good over there.
Yeah, big shout outs to Cracker Barrel. Sponsor me, please, if you're listening.
Friend of the stream, Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. Fans of the stream. Yeah, it looks like this is just gonna be like two throw decks trying to really go at each other. Mineta especially. I think Mineta playing throws is gonna be absolutely abysmal next format, which is why like next set, if you're not playing a bunch of throw hate symbols, then you probably need to reevaluate what you're doing at the highest tier.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you're not playing something like if you're not playing a symbol that can really punish throw heavy decks that are gonna have to check well in order to attack. Right? Like not playing a lot of stun or not playing a lot of check hacks.
Right.
Then you kind of have to play a symbol with throw hate.
Yeah. The other thing about Mineta that I don't say the word tilts me, right? Because Mineta really gets to set the pace of the game, because like you're constantly losing the foundation and the breaker, so it's even harder to like swing in on turn 2. This character certainly does its job of punishing these like hyper aggro early decks. It does a damn good job at doing that. And so like the format that we're in currently with set 1 at time of recording, right? As we're closing on set 1, 7-hand size aggro characters are running amok. They're going all over the place. But like as the format goes and starts to slow down, a character that wants to play at this kind of a pace really punishes everybody who's playing quote unquote fair universes. And so there's that.
Yeah, for sure. If you're not playing like super fast, and even then, you can't play too fast against Mineta. I kind of feel about him the same way I feel about the Shigaraki matchup in a lot of cases. You generally don't want to like try to go in on Shigaraki until you have enough foundations to where if he blows up 1 or 2 on his turn or on your turn, you don't care.
The big issue is
you're not affected by it.
The big issue is Shigaraki doesn't play throws, right? And so Mineta gets to keep a regular pace of the game where you're constantly like in this I want to be playing later. But like sometimes you just don't get there because they literally chip you to half health. Especially your 7-hand size characters, right? Yeah, for sure. The +1 progressive, and he has 31 too, so he's pretty healthy himself. Very healthy. Not to mention 31 has easy speed hate on his face, and then like redraw from his momentum. So all these throws are gonna be like crazy value. Yeah, and he can use that reduce to 0 on his attacks as well, right? Certainly can, yeah. If he wants to rebuy shared momentum for a card, certainly can do that. It could be the thing that gets you there, in a throw deck. If you just need to find one more throw in order to win the game, right? You might as well spend your momentum because it doesn't matter the speed of the throw because it's a throw. Yeah, I do think both these players are playing very, very patiently here, jockeying back and forth for position. So like as you look at Ibara's hand, right? I don't know if you have it pulled up on the stream. They've got 5 attacks, 5 attacks, and the right answer could genuinely be play 2 Foundations Pass, right? Like that could be a decent answer. You think so? Yeah, I mean it could be, right? It could be the choice that Josh makes, and I don't think anybody would blame him for it. But he's opting to push in and go for the swing. We'll see, because what this does is this does get him a face shield, right? Always. And so one of the throws is going to be stopped. So even if this is a poke, right? Yeah, even if it's a poke, you're getting something out of it. So I feel like this was the right move, at least throwing out Creeping Vine. Now, whether he attacks more after this, the only issue is I don't think realistically he's doing 31 with this character in that hand. No, I don't think so either. If he wanted to try and do 31, he would flip the sticky balls, but I don't think he needs to. I think we gotta whittle Mineta down just a little bit. But we have the wall cling coming in on Mineta's side, so this throw is not going to do damage. We're not going to get that face shield back, which feels great. Will it? Will it not? No, we got wall clinged on Mineta's side. So dealing no damage is not dealing less than 5? Correct. Yep. You dealt. Oh, because it's not dealing damage. Correct. Yeah. That makes sense. Unfortunate. Yep. No beats, yes, sadly. I mean, it's a good thing no beats, yes, but that is sad in this scenario for Ibara. And the cartwheel stuffing doesn't truly matter on this turn. It's going to matter if he wants to build foundations right after this. Right. Which is probably the plan that Josh has, right? Probably going to... oh, maybe not now. We've stuffed an additional card in the card pool. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I think you just throw out your Tongue Smack and let it be. Because you could play Creepy on a 5, right? Creepy on the 5, check well. You fine with it? Mm-hmm. Ooh. Not checking well. Not check well. There, and then there, and then now the Tongue Whip's actually going to get way more value. But the question is Mineta has a Creepy, and so it's just -5 damage,
true.
right?
Yeah.
So like it's just not even worth playing at that point. One of the big things about Tongue Whip in a deck like Mineta, Creepy and Tongue Whip in a deck like Mineta, is that it is rough to try and fight through that with our kill condition, which is the whip, right?
Yeah. For sure. That's mad annoying. I'm not gonna lie. This character also having access to Creepy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Yeah, like, because now if you look at Mineta's board state, right, he's still at full health. I don't really know how you break through this wall.
We're at deadlock, and so we can stuff 2 cards up into the card pool with first villain, but that is only a one-time maneuver. That is, and these all have +2 speed, and the speed can't be reduced, so the minus on Mineta doesn't matter. But the issue is these are just, they're just 4 damage moves. That's all. That's all they're gonna be.
Well, I guess the first one's 3, the rest of them are 6.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Because of Ibara.
Yeah. But like, is it worth keeping that because of how the breaker works? Is it worth is it worth holding it? But we do have to find some momentum here in order to get use out of these momentum based abilities.
Yeah. I also feel like the breaker 2 doesn't really matter against this Mineta 5-hander.
Right.
Who's already what? Is he at 14? No.
Correct. Yep. 14
12.
health.
Oh, sorry. I was counting Mineta's foundation.
Fair.
Like, he's gonna check whatever he wants, right? Even if you breaker to him.
We -5 with double creepy. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't feel like that was the play.
I think what he was doing was saying, "Yo, you don't have the stats available. You don't have the second Ice Storm, right? So I'm fine. I can use Mineta and I can leverage my character there. Unless we pop the Ibara once per turn, I think we are going to see this this partial block come in. Oh, opting not to. Oh, we can't block with attacks.
Full block.
Just kidding.
Yeah, that is a benefit of Ice Storm, right? Because a lot of Mineta's good blocks are on his attacks.
Right.
He's got the Cheerful Uppercut. He's underwater, so he has the Ice Storm as well, I believe, for breaker. So yeah. And he didn't ignore progressive on this one.
Correct. So we're gonna probably ignore progressive on the next one.
Yeah, we're just gonna go for it.
But we are 2 attacks in, and we still have not dealt damage, which is frustrating.
Yeah, for sure.
Picking
Especially since
Wowzers.
his deck's getting pretty low. Yeah, he only has 6 cards left in deck.
Why did we commit the encounter? We just chose to. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
God, this board, man. These foundations. And he flipped struggling with studies to pick back up the gotcha.
Block, correct.
So now he has the low block again. That's nasty.
Oh, it's mid. Lol. It's mid. Lol.
All right. Sure.
I think this is a fine play. Like, we know they have the low block. That's the world's easiest block, but this is frustrating.
Yeah, because now he's going to do this, and he has another struggling with studies built.
He certainly does. So he'll be able to pick back up this attack and then stuff the card pool again. And we we're probably doing math that we could check a 5 and play another attack, give the minus, ignore progressive, and then sling again.
Yeah, for sure.
We have just enough. We have played 3 ultra level attacks against a deadlocked Mineta and done 0 damage.
Yep.
How cool. Being forced to pass.
That's unfortunate. Because he didn't even get to use the once per turn either.
Correct.
But I mean, yeah, I guess you deny him picking back up the cheerful uppercut, which is good.
We'll say Ibara's not in a terrible position here. Like there are still moves that Ibara does get to do in order to protect that health. That 14 is not actually there. We are not at we are genuinely not at a great position though, truly.
No, not at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny enough like this matchup might be good enough to like warrant putting like a Mina 2 inside of your water deck sideboards just to actually just hose this character. You know?
Yeah, because Mina 2 just says in the water mirror match, you're not getting burned by all of this that's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's a healthier character. The only problem with Mina 2 is that she's kind of committed to her kit. Right?
I mean, we get access to we get access to like 9 extra cards in the sideboard, not including Mina, right?
Fair.
And so as long as you can mess around with with stuff,
you can probably find the perfect balance. Because if you're playing water, you're probably expecting to run into the water mirror match. So you can probably balance your side deck around it. Maybe like 5 cards dedicated to if you need to switch into Mina, and then 4 kind of flex cards for everything else.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
And then this Mineta enhanced card, I'm pretty sure is pretty insane. Yeah, it gains 2 damage.
I'm gonna give it.
Mina 2 is an Oreo because she double stuffs. Funny.
Yeah, so Mineta 2 just does something different than Mineta 1, but he puts all of the Mineta stuff like directly online, right?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, there's a
-1 damage with my kid.
there is I think one of my favorite things about this game is that there's a lot of give and take. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of So I got somebody in my DM. There's a lot of similarities with the characters that are played, right? And how the characters work from 1 dot to 2 dot. Like if you look at like even the All Mights, right? All the All Mights do very incredibly similar things, and so as you watch the game evolve and move on, like Mineta 2 does this thing. What does Mineta 5 do, right? Like what does Mineta 5 look like? How are they going to introduce Mineta 5 and have him be useful with all the cards that have Mineta's big dumb face on them? I think it's
exactly.
interesting.
That is one of the most interesting things about the game. Like, and also, and this is something I've been wanting to do. I've just been trying to collect my thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the flavor in this game is spectacular, right?
Yeah.
Like the fact that characters can accurately represent what that character is in the show without it being like bad. Because that's the issue that
bad.
So like, so I come from Dragon Ball,
Oh,
and in
okay.
Dragon Ball they'll try to be really flavorful, right? Like, Nappa uses the Saibamins, which are really weak guys, but they can, gang up on you.
Right.
But in effect, like when you actually go to play it in the game, the deck's terrible because now you have to stuff your deck with a bunch of underpowered cards that don't really end up doing that much.
Right. Yeah, I feel that.
But in this game, you can just give Deku an ability that's like discard all the cards in your hand, give your attack plus 10 damage. It feels like the character, and it's not necessarily a bad ability, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it's definitely not the best enhance in the world, but when it hits, it hits,
Yeah, it's not a free enhance. Not a free enhance for sure.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we are moving right along, and looks like Mineta took that first one.
Yeah, he built such a good board state. It's just an uphill battle at that point. Like, if anything, judging on how it was going, that was one of those games where I feel like you would have just win the time on game one.
We're only 20 minutes in, actually.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, granted, he did draw, like, Ibara did overextend, right? She played 5 cards in that turn, and then Mineta drew into 5 attacks.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like once again, like this is we were talking in chat previously before this, so not on this recorded video over on Twitch, about like what to play these regionals and what's gonna be the most represented and what's gonna win. People like 7 hand size characters are gonna win. I don't know how a 7 hand size character beats this Mineta. I don't know. I think it is such an uphill battle because of the way that this Mineta is structured, of like constantly breakering, constantly debuilding, and then throw. It's tough. This is crazy tough. And then, like, every time that you get hit with a throw, essentially one of your attacks doesn't deal damage because I put the speed to 0.
Yeah.
This character absolutely eats 7 hand size characters alive, which can be a good thing, right? Especially because we have we have answers to 5 hand size characters, right? Like I don't know what does this Mineta do versus the Todoroki 2 ultra rare, right? Like if we're both constantly playing with 5 cards on our stage, and if I can leverage more out of my stage than you can, then I'm gonna win, all right?
Yeah, for sure. It is gonna come out to a nice balance, I think, in set 2.
Yeah.
Where there's gonna be just enough 5-handers floating around, just enough 6-handers, and just enough 7-handers.
Yeah,
because you can't really just go all in with a 7-hander anymore and feel completely safe.
We're still incredibly new to the format, and there's a lot of new players who have now like grown up and like get to see a set and understand how the mechanics in the game work, to be like, oh, this is how I want to play this character, and here's what the designers are intending whenever we play this character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
It's also going to be interesting whenever set 2 comes out and we get the reveal for our DLC characters.
Right. Yeah.
Because Kirishima 2 is one of those characters, and it's going to be interesting to see if Kirishima 2 was designed before the nerf to Kirishima 1 was.
I'd imagine, right? Like, you have to imagine that they've got more sets already out. Like, I'd be surprised if set 3 wasn't already designed and like ready to go.
But I feel like it is, because that's typically how card games go.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like Jasko's had so much time in between release of set 1 and release of set 2 that if they wanted to tune Kirishima 2 to be more like the replacement for Kirishima 1, they could have, rather than designing it in such a way where the two characters, are present at the same time.
Right.
I'm gonna flip this to peak.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be interesting.
That makes sense to me. Okay. So this is a great spot for Ibara to be in, right?
Play this one.
Yeah. being on the offensive, Mineta having nothing in hand.
We are for sure getting some stats through. This is an 8 damage move, right?
Yeah, it is.
I'll commit one.
And so now you have to hit the creepy right now. Like you have to. Or else
You
the
have
creepy's just
to.
getting committed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
+3, -1.
and 3 to the next.
Yeah, because you want your tongue smack to be or tongue whip.
He shouldn't use the tongue whip though. Why? Commit the creepy.
You didn't block, so I'll commit this.
Okay. That's why we
Okay.
shouldn't use the tongue whip, because it hits that. He gets to pick up the low. Fair?
That's fair. That's fair.
And the 4. On the
Love
4.
this play on a 4. It checks. Play the whip on a 4.
And then check that on the 4.
Kind of crazy.
The whip out? Yeah. Go for it.
We will add the top to your card pool.
This is gonna get.
Actually, that was
-5.
I don't agree with that move now that I think about
Give
it.
it +2, so it's back to defended.
I mean, it's 4 damage, right? It's 4 damage. Gives you
Yeah.
the momentum. Like I don't.
I think you built safely. Yeah, fine.
I'll pass the
All right, you get to keep a shield in hand. You get to keep a lead off attack for next time, right? Right there's
Mhm.
this is some good move. All right, last game we did literally no damage to him. I think putting him down to 20, bringing him down to our level is where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is like 5 hand size characters, the longer the game goes, and you can keep that life high, the better off you are. But the earlier that you get sunk down to 20, right? Like now you're actually at the same life total that I am, but Ibara's gonna get 2 extra cards every turn.
Yeah, it definitely balances itself out, right? Like
Yeah,
going first and being able to land all these attacks definitely helped out the Ibara in this matchup.
Right.
She still can get blown out though. She's not careful because she's only 19.
100%. 100%.
We'll commit this 8 for -2. Rescue.
Interesting.
Yeah, rescue completed. Well.
Yeah, this is fine. Like we can't commit
7.
a ton of resources, and we're not blocking with this attack anyway. So I guess getting rid of the tape and committing it for the -2 as opposed to trying to flip it to block with the attack is fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play another tongue whip.
Yeah, I'll pass.
No. Double whip's pretty good.
I'll pass.
Jeez.
I mean, 7 health or 7 hand size character, right? Like this one attack's gonna do half of your health. You literally find one more of these. Ibara's on 4 foundations. This is totally the right play to do. We're not the likelihood of us doing 20 is so low, especially with us now having a momentum. We get to block a thing and a tape, like, and since we committed the struggling with studies last turn, like we still get to use it this turn, right?
True.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't.
Go ahead.
It wasn't flipped. It wasn't flipped or destroyed. It was just committed.
Yeah, one of the big things about playing the tongue whip and committing the creepy instead is yes, it did get us the 4 damage, right? But now we have this resource available from Mineta on this next turn that they get to use, right? Because we did something about it. If we can't deal with that again, then maybe the correct answer is to actually let them use the resource, not have it on their board, and then like on this turn, it's more appropriate. It is a fun give and take, and really the luck element of the game of like, am I going to draw hands to deal with my opponent's board state?
Yeah,
What happened
for
to
sure.
What happened to my thing?
It's also just rough going into this matchup too because there's so many water low blocks,
Right.
and when your character is built around having to play good low attacks to really get as much value off of your once per turn as possible.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, probably would have just built this turn, to be honest.
I'm gonna pass.
It is interesting that we didn't opt to swing the Ibara card, right? Because that gets us a face shield, right?
Yeah, buy a face shield back. He may be saving it as his last low, right? Like, say that this one ignores progressive. Say the next low ignores progressive. Build 2-3 foundations,
Interesting.
and
We
then
didn't
throw
pop.
out the face shield.
We didn't pop Mineta's button here. We didn't stuff him.
Oh, true.
I guess
Maybe
that
he just forgot.
lets him re-ready a card, which might be spooky. But like, I think the exchange rate of getting a Walkling out of their stage is like pretty good,
Yeah, especially when you're throw dot deck.
right?
Build both your walklings.
Yeah, I think build Walkling, build Walkling. Honestly, you could even build the thing fast. I think getting back in the game foundation wise is super good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think you play it just because like you're down to block with your attacks. I think that's an okay move.
Yeah, I think it's fine too. And then you have one attack for every zone. Even though I'm pretty sure we've seen all Mineta's attacks, so we kind of know what we can hold, right?
Right.
But with that being said, we're at 9 health, so we probably do
great.
want to hold on to.
I think
Yeah,
we
that's
commit
fine.
Ibara. I think we commit the.
Commit tape.
I think Ibara commit tape is fine. I think Think Fast does something for us mentally to our opponent. Obviously, with our deck construction, we are telegraphing that we are playing a bunch of low attacks, right? So our opponent's going to be holding low blocks. If we get to increase our difficulty by 1 by committing that foundation, right, every time, and then slinging a high attack at the end, right, or making any of our moves high, and then giving the bonus stats, it might be enough to make Mineta start using his enhance a little prematurely, a little willy-nilly, right? I think it was worth it.
Yeah, I think it was worth it too. Especially when we've already seen what struggling with studies can do. You know, them having to choose to pick up that block. You know what zone that they have in their hand now, right?
Right.
So then now you can just change it to opposite of that zone.
100%.
Yeah. Getting rebuilt feels really bad.
He's running alleyway ambush.
Yeah, he plays a ton of foundations into his pool, and then his alleyways also don't count, so he gets to rebuy back his thing. Normally, like the big thing about Ibara, right, is kind of how I feel about Hatsume, right? As soon as you see her use her box of babies, you know she's probably done attacking, right? Because normally the boxes are spent on the last move, right? Very rarely do we see the self-control of like, I'll spend 1 box and increase this thing by +1/+1, have a box ready and play another one 1/1, have another one 1/1. No, they just, hey, this has got 4/4 because I really want this thing to hit. Well, Alleyway says that I get to use my once per turn, make my low not count, play my low on the 4, and then all these are just get slung on 5s.
Yep.
It feels great. It feels very cool. It only takes like what? If we actually got something through here, it would actually just take 2 alleyway ambushes to kill. Because Ibara says they're not 5 damage moves, they're 8 damage moves. So
Yeah, that's
one's
fair.
a 7 damage, then one's 8. Yeah.
I mean, I assume he's not going for it this turn, because he probably would have led with Creeping Vine if he was going to do that.
Well, Creepy Vine is, it feels really good to play as your last one because it's also a throw, right?
That's fair, yeah.
Right, so we could play the Ice Storm if we wanted to.
Yes, because he
Force
hasn't
a-
burnt the once per turn yet.
Mm-hmm.
Play Ice Storm, force a block, build 2, then Creeping Vine, then Alleyway Ambush.
Yeah, fine line. Fine line. We're going deep in the tank. Figured it out. On a 5-6, not a terrible play. Ooh, not what I want to see though.
Check the 4. Okay, could have been worse. Could have been a 3.
We'll say if it deals less than 5.
Recommend put one of your football, please.
Yeah, so the big thing here is like so the reason I think we were waiting is we were waiting to watch if Ibara was going to use the once per turn or not, right? Because or forcing the once per turn to happen now. Like now she has to, right? We got the bonus card in the card pool.
Yeah, she has to. Not with these, because she only has, what, 4 foundations up? 5?
Right.
Yeah.
So here is the line, right? After this, you play Foundation, Alleyway.
So pass.
And then you play Ice Storm.
And then you play Ice Storm.
Rough.
Jeez.
This is fine. We play a 0 or play a 1 diff. We play a 0 diff, and then we literally check a 5. We kill Seed.
Seed has 1 card in hand, maybe. Well, he'll also be able to pick up Gotcha with the struggling with studies.
That is true.
Or his face down if he wants to run the gamble.
Foundation, Alleyway dies to that creepy he has ready. That is true, but then we don't have the creepy for the Ice Storm. Man, checking a 3 there sucks.
Yeah. Definitely should play his 0 cost Foundation.
You don't need to use it.
If he's trying to swing out here, right? He could just chill and hope that Mineta doesn't kill him.
Yeah, creepy kind of hoses this character a bit, which is rough.
Yeah, it's more because it's just a combination of Mineta already stuffing your card pool for free, right? And then this character wanting to be a string character.
Go
it's
for
just
it.
Like
I believe in you. Play it. Oh, okay.
He didn't want to. Though I think he should have played or at least attempted to play the back alley ambush.
I think he wanted the frozen on his next turn, right? He thinks the only way he can get back in the game is if he starts committing out his opponent's cards, and I think he might just be right? Like having this frozen to just destroy and commit. Like if we didn't have the creepy ready, I think Mineta dies.
Yeah, that's fair.
Actually. Maybe not though.
Because then he doesn't.
I guess Studies
very close.
and Mineta giving the right? Ice Storm minus speed because we're not in deadlock, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 foundations.
Yeah, so you can't give it speed. It's gonna get reduced. Yeah, not having that think fast really hurts.
If it's not blocked with your conditions.
Because if he had the
100%.
think fast, he could have 100% kill with that line.
Yeah, very much so. Yep. That's all because we valued the cards previously as opposed to thinking about how do we win the game. We're thinking about how do we not lose the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're down a game, and so you have to make those kind of hard choices.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when you're playing on the back foot, you should just play to win at that point.
Yeah.
Opting to do this to try and draw more orange.
Well, he knows it's just going to go to momentum, right?
That's true. Might as well spend it.
Right. The only way this doesn't go is if we have a face shield.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting we opted not to flip the Walkling, though. I probably would have flipped Walkling every day of the week.
Yeah, might as well just not take the the damage on the throw, right?
Yeah. But maybe not.
Okay, Mineta deciding not to push here.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess
there's
is
no
the
reason
right
to,
play.
right? We got our chip
Yeah.
in, we got our stats, we got our stuff. We're down to play another game.
Yeah, you're big chilling. In deadlock now, but there's no deadlock threats built.
Correct. It's just the Ice Storm in hand. We've got 3 momentum, so this is a plus 12 damage on an Ice Storm that speed can't be reduced.
So the correct line does kill him here,
This is a
then.
fuck ton of gas. This is so much. We gotta check hot though. We gotta check the good ones.
We do have to check hot, but he could definitely do it, right? If he finds the right line. Crazy thing is, I really do think
Meta has at max 4 cards in their hand, and so if we can make the 5th one be for 18 damage, we win. Nice, easy. What a baby game.
Yeah, because realistically, we just have to make Mineta block, right?
Yeah, I think that's the play, right? That big old breaker 2 in hand is going to be annoying for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Because if we want to,
he can pick it up.
So we can breaker 2, pick it up, and then continue on with our life, or we can block. We both stuff a card in our card pool. Pick that card up, block, both stuff a card in our card pool. Mineta is feeling very, very safe here, which is crazy because of the amount of aggro that we have and because the amount of aggro we have in Ibara's hand. The question is are we going to be able to sling one of these Ice Storms late in the chain? Same with the alleyway, right? Like, we have the tools in our hand to do it, but who knows if we actually get there. We've got 4 cards left in Ibara's deck. We should be able to figure out how many attacks we have left and know how hot
and know what
checking.
You'll check. Yeah.
We're both going to add a face down. Okay.
Man, breaker 2 without using breaker 2.
100%. Yeah. Because the biggest thing about cardboard stuffing is it's not breaker 2. It's breaker 2 for the whole turn.
He didn't use his once per game here. That may have been the move, actually.
I 100% agree. Yeah, definitely.
Because
definitely not
if he's
here.
at 16, the Ice Storm kills him, right? With powerful 3? No.
Yes.
Wait. No, because Ice Storm only gets to 13.
It gets +3 from Ibara.
It gets +3 from Ibara, yep.
Right. So it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's actually exactly lethal, which means the creepy is what's going to stop it there. But then we've got the alleyway ambush to maybe get it. So 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. This should be lethal.
3, first in hand. I'm going to give it 2 speed, and the speed can't be reduced.
And so now, this is 7 damage move. Speed can't be reduced. We're not allowed to block with the card in our hand. We're not allowed to reduce the speed, so all Mineta does is just draw the card. We're going to use the creepy now, which means that our alleyway ambush and then the other Ice Storm in our hand are going to be fine.
Yep.
Right?
This was definitely the line.
Oh, my goodness. Actually rips a face shield off the top.
All right, well.
Goated. He's too good.
It wasn't meant to be.
He's too good.
Ibara wasn't meant to win this game.
The real question here is, if he plays this, right? If he plays this and we don't really care, right? Because it's still going to be
yeah, we're not investing
anything. Can't be reduced.
This.
Its speed can't be reduced?
Speed can't be reduced.
Were you translating?
I'm doing some math here. Tam is asking if it's 6 speed, but it was reduced before I used the enhance.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, ice gliding. I see. Forgot about that card.
Oh no, everything is terrible. I've ruined everything. The stream, it's over.
Man, I am struggling to know the right choices here.
There you go.
This is great. It's a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Checks a 5. That's crazy. I think powerful there is actually.
Yeah, I would not do this
That's
here.
the throw.
That is
Wowzers.
the throw. Because now it won't do it unless this alleyway ambush hits. Like he has to go. Mineta has to go to block this and then check like a 3.
Do we once per turn?
He didn't put out the dice to indicate it, so I don't think we did.
Yeah, flip it.
Which is fine because now we can just alleyway ambush here, right?
You play a foundation on a 1, and then you alleyway ambush, and it gets to swing for 3 damage. This is not a great play, but it's quit checking.
Well. Yeah.
We now miss lethal.
Frozen, really.
Because we powerful that.
Because we powerful. On a 5, check the 5.
Checks into the 4. Man.
Which we had 4 cards in our deck, so we probably knew that.
Is there a consensus on Mineta, or is it just water good stuff? Mineta is a damn good character. Mineta is very, very good at playing his game.
Yeah, I think the only symbol this character is probably not playable on is death. I feel like if you want to play on death, you probably just play evil.
It's interesting. If you want to be proactive in your game plan, yeah, death or evil are the ways to go. But otherwise, it's not.
What's block mod on that?
It's a +2 min.
This is fine. We don't care about the stuffing, but we don't get lethal.
3 to the next.
This is 7. We'll take 4. This doesn't kill. This doesn't kill because we've got creepy. Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't.
Well,
care.
wait, hold on.
We're still 4 off. Right?
How much does he do
7,
off this?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're 3 off. 3, 4, 5, even with our own creepy.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah. They'll go to 1.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah. Seraph, if you jump into my Discord, there should be lists all over the place there.
Hey, that's over halfway down.
Yeah, finally.
If you are not in the Discord, exclamation point Discord in chat, and it'll get you in. Man.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Because this would have just
If
killed.
he blocks with the
didn't
Mina
use
tech,
the
does he
powerful.
kill or no? Yeah, he would kill, actually.
If he blocks with Mina,
How
then he
did
gets +3 to creepy.
How did it not deal damage?
First thing I'm gonna do is say that
It dealt 1 damage.
I dealt 1. Oh, rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For sure. This all passed.
we'll powerful a couple times.
Yeah, actually, the throw is the early powerful. Rough.
Yep.
Yeah, this game was won off of the back. This game was lost off the back of ripping the face shield, as well as powerfuling too early.
Mm-hmm. If he would have just saved that momentum, he would have won right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is lethal. What, are you gonna play another move? What do you think, Josh? you got a little more in you? Early power was fine unless it was specifically face shield. I don't know, man. I think there was no reason to hold it. I think
No.
I think even like if they chose not to block it, was an extra 4 damage, which means our powerful was like good later. Yeah, I think that there's actually no reason that we should have done it.
Put all those
Actually, that's how I feel at least.
What do you think?
I'm in agreement with that.
Start next.
Especially when he had so many foundations up too. Like he realistically could have just blocked it with any old low block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think this is where you just gentleman the scoop phase.
Yeah, full of your foundation.
Nah, I mean he's a 5 hand size character. 5 hand size characters with like, there's plenty of things that Mineta could like that Ibara could do to still stay in this game. The issue is if they literally drew 2 throws, then we're dead.
Yeah.
And so like that's kind of what you're banking on. But we're gonna start swinging with real moves, and it's going to be pretty rough.
Or mid. Block with Fate Shield on an 8? Nah, he's still dead then.
Yeah, we can't pass it. There are no 6s in water.
We'll try to
Oh, right.
block
He has one in his Cardwell, so it's on a 9.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7,
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
3.
Okay.
Yep.
And then that is lethal.
Had to be there sometime.
Yep.
Right?
No, I'll do it.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna give it -3 damage, and then you're gonna give it 3 damage, and
Leave it
then-
-2.
Or yeah. Either way, it's lethal
It's
and
2 part of luck.
possible to block.
There it is. There is the game. Yeah, good stuff. A lot of great control. The world's smallest misplay on Josh's part, but I guess it is technically a hindsight misplay.
Game.
Yeah, he didn't know what his opponent had in hand, right? He didn't know that he ripped the Fate Shield off the top.
His opponent didn't know what his opponent had in hand, and that's the
Done it
funny
if I
part.
had one
We
more
did.
damage on that one.
We did have to rip it.